Oh, and once again, since I basically have my walking Transformers encyclopedia here, I decided to let him
Yo!
start choosing stuff. And honestly, guys,
Decepticon accountant.
that's a word for it. But I
And
will.
also Batman.
Of course, it's Batman references. But if you guys want us to do a poll to see which one we should react to next, well, comment down below. Tell us which ones you want us to see and which ones you want us to do, and maybe we'll put a poll up for them.
But yeah, no, Shattered Glass Ratbat is... So his characterization was handled entirely by David Willis, who's a shameless Batman the Animated Series fan.
I'm not surprised.
So, he's Batbot.
Oh.
I have his toy. It's the only Ratbat mold I own. He's Batbot.
Is he basically I Am the Knight?
Yes, while also playing the part of a wealthy philanthropist. Which I'm not sure how the fuck you managed to do that on Autobot-controlled Cybertron, a planet that has been noticeably described as, imagine a junkyard, and then set parts of it on fire.
You know what? I need to describe the Skaven to you, and I have the perfect analogy to describe to Mirai and you for the Skaven, because I realized while watching Transformers. Imagine an entire faction of Starscreams.
Starscream number 12 has fallen. Aye, Starscream number 537 is shot through the head before you can even finish that sentence.
No, because they immediately
Starscream 537 has fallen.
They don't do it like up front. They do it like sneakily backstabbing, like, oh, no, you can't be a leader. I should be a... No, you should be a... And then one of them goes, well, the Council of 13 obviously said I should be the leader. Would you go against them? And then they all start going, well, of course, you're the perfect leader. I would never go against the councils. And they all become kiss asses.
There is no Council of 13, is there?
There is a Council of 13 for the Skaven. It's a member from each clan, if I remember, because they have a bunch of clans. One like dedicated to machinists, one dedicated to training warriors, one dedicated to training assassins. Dedicated. Yeah, they got a bunch of them. There's Clan Pestilence. You don't want to be a part of Clan Pestilence.
I don't think I do. No, I think I don't want to be a Skaven in general.
No, being a Skaven is not great. I just love how I hear... Like, because one of them was just, they're like, there's a time on, like, they're just talking in the background, because for those who don't know, I've been reading Skaven Slayer, the second book in the Gotrek and Felix thing. Some of you may not even know what the hell I'm talking about. But it's just fun to watch Thanquil the Grey Seer work on stuff, and just like, he's like, yes, I get this... I finally killed the guy who was supposed to run the army. So he goes, I will run the army. And then everyone starts bickering, saying, no, I should, as I am the representative of Clan Mulder. No, I should, as the representative of Clan Starsnick. And they all just start bickering. It's wonderful. Anyway.
This week, I'm winding down after episode 100 and taking it easy with another look at one of my personal favorite characters, the vampiric Decepticon.
I'm kind of sad I never got his masterpiece.
The original
but I didn't want to buy
toy
Sound
was
Blaster.
first released in the third year of the Transformers toy line in 1986. He was one of the line's many mini cassette figures, transforming from a bat robot into a cassette tape that could fit inside the Decepticon cassette player Soundwave. And he was sold in a 2-pack with fellow Decepticon tape Frenzy. The profile for Ratbat, penned by Marvel Comics writer Bob Budiansky.
If I remember correctly, this means that some of the Frenzies and Ratbats had different chrome weapons. I might just be misremembering that. That might just mean that some of the Frenzies floating around out there have gold weapons as opposed to his usual silver.
Cool. Interesting. Well, another note. We need to eventually watch the Shattered Glass version, or the Shattered Glass basics on, because I am interested to see how different each character is.
We could just read the fucking text stories.
Also, for some reason, Ravage is very weird in that, from what I've heard.
Assigned him the function of Decepticon Fuel Scout, who used chemical sensors in his wings to locate energy resources. He was a self-serving, business-minded little bot who valued personal profit over friendships and loved to sink his fangs into the gas lines of brand new high-end cars and suck them dry.
That's such a weird thing.
Now, this profile was largely ignored by the original Transformers animated series.
Not surprised.
The cartoon treated Ratbat the same way it did all the animal form cassette Transformers like him. Less like a sapient being, and more like an actual animal who couldn't speak and who was subservient to Soundwave, functioning primarily as a spy and information gatherer for him. It was in this capacity that Ratbat made his media debut in the Japanese-exclusive direct-to-video episode Scramble City, snooping on the Autobots as they constructed their new battle fortress.
Yep, he didn't mention it last time,
were introduced to the
but Scramble City, it did have an animated OVA, but it also had a stop-motion version of that same OVA.
Ah.
And that's actually the one I'm more familiar with.
Oh, then.
In The Transformers the Movie, and he went on to appear in the subsequent third season of the animated series, spying, scouting for resources, and joining his fellow animal Transformers in battling the energy beast, Tornadron.
What?
The continued availability of Ratbat's toy in 1987 ensured that he also appeared in that year's Japanese original sequel cartoon, The Headmasters, still serving as his master's spy of choice.
Right, he just
in the
flies
Marvel
away.
comic book, on the other hand, Budiansky was able to depict Ratbat in accordance with his profile,
got next to
and
nothing
in the
in the
process
comics?
took the character to
Ratbat got everything.
Well, it seems to be a favorite of writers then. Damn.
Like, yeah, no, Ratbat. This comic fucking cemented his legacy.
Arkham Heights. No mere animal, Marvel's Ratbat was a fully sapient Decepticon, capable of speech and unconnected to Soundwave, who served as the Decepticons' fuel auditor on Cybertron, managing their usage of the precious resource. Dissatisfied with the inefficient use of fuel by Shockwave's Decepticons on Earth, Ratbat began micromanaging their operations would eventually come to the planet to oversee their activities firsthand.
My actions are all logical. The hell they are! Look at these expense reports!
I didn't think an accountant could be so fierce.
I actually have this issue. It's one of only 2 issues I have, and the other one is completely fucking irrelevant to the story. The Road Jammers. You're not going to know what that is. The viewers will know what the Road Jammers issue is, and they know I speak no lie when I can say, you do not need to read the Road Jammers issue. Nothing relevant happens.
Well, people down below, tell me what
makes less sense.
Tell me what the hell the Road Jammers episode is, or the comic is. It's wet. It's wild. It's the car wash of doom.
But yeah, no, this was the first of the Marvel series I ever picked up from my comic book store.
Nice.
Offbeat stories, Ratbat used hypnotic car washes to mesmerize humans into surrendering the contents of their vehicle's gas tanks voluntarily. But he was foiled by the Autobots' human ally,
That's so goofy.
Following
people hated this thing for years before they realized how to have fun.
As Decepticon leader and enjoyed a very successful tenure. His efficient leadership style securing more victories than just about any other Decepticon commander in the comic. But with the discontinuation of his toy in 1988, Ratbat's winning streak came to an end.
That's Fort
After
Max.
successfully locating the ancient Cybertronian database, the Underbase, Ratbat attempted to take its vast cosmic power for himself.
Of course
only
he
to
did.
be betrayed by Decepticon headmaster leader Scorponok.
I mean, I don't consider that a betrayal.
What do you mean?
Ratbat was loudly screeching in Optimus's face about how the power was his! His! And so Scorponok shot him because it was abundantly clear Ratbat was not going to share it, like he promised.
Of course not.
So if anything, I'd argue Scorponok was the one who was betrayed here. And yeah, Ratbat had it coming.
The enduring popularity of Soundwave and his cassettes has meant that Ratbat has continued to make fairly regular appearances in new Transformers toy lines and media in the 21st century. with some stories basing their depiction of him on the cartoon, some on the comic, and some finding ways to blend the two very different takes on the character together.
Yep.
Really?
Dreamwave Productions, for instance, conceived the idea that Ratbat had once been a regular full-size humanoid transformer and only became an animal later in life. As seen in the
Yeah, the
2003
Ultracons.
comic book miniseries War Within
Ultracons.
the Dark Ages,
Yeah, basically Dark
Dreamwave's
Ages. A bunch of different factions formed on both sides after Optimus and Megatron vanished in a space bridge accident.
Ratbat was once the leader of the breakaway Decepticon faction, the Ultracons, during Cybertron's Dark Ages millions of years ago.
Alright.
But by the present day, he had shed his humanoid form and taken on his Bat cassette body. Though sadly, the company went out of business before this change could be properly explained.
Alright.
A
Fucking
toy
Batley.
inspired by Dreamwave's humanoid Ratbat was released in the Transformers Universe toy line in 2008, which transformed into an alien spacecraft
had the wrong
and
comic
came in a
packed in,
two-pack
too.
with the Autobot
Oh,
Springer.
damn.
IDW Publishing also explored the idea that Ratbat had once been a regular Transformer when they introduced the character into the world
Why
of
is that
their
just like
comics
this?
in the
Then you'll have to excuse me. I have an inquisition to attend to.
Something consequential to attend to.
Consequential. Consequential.
2007
As in saying this conversation
Megatron
is
Origin.
not.
IDW's Ratbat was originally a senator in the days before the war who deliberately fostered political and social unrest on Cybertron so that he could reap the profits. To this end, Ratbat sent his agent, Soundwave, to provide weapons to the underground revolutionary Megatron. But the resulting unrest was more than Ratbat had bargained for, as Megatron convinced Soundwave to join his forces and declared war.
Oh.
In the chaos that followed, the Decepticons slaughtered the Senate, and Soundwave tore out Ratbat's spark and implanted it into a new cassette body, turning his corrupt boss into his servant.
Horrifying.
Millions of years later,
Deserved.
after the war had come to an end, Ratbat returned to his old tricks, manipulating the Autobots and the Decepticons in an effort to seize power, only to wind up being assassinated by RC. A toy
Deserved.
based on IDW's Senator Ratbat was released exclusively
Also,
in
secondary
the Japanese
point.
market as part of the Transformers.
She was acting on Prowl's orders at the time, not realizing Prowl had been compromised by Bombshell's Cerebro Shell, and in fact, Prowl was pretty fucking upset that no one recognized that a Decepticon was pulling his strings, because everyone looked at all the horrible shit he did. We're just like, yeah, that's Prowl.
Love it.
Also, Ratbat would later be used as a slang term. In RC kicking over the ceiling vent to Starscream's office, and his immediate idiot words were, "Don't Ratbat me!"
What?
Yeah, like everyone knows RC fucking did it.
Transformers Generations toy line in 2013, which transformed into a recon jet. The dated nature of Ratbat's classic alternate mode
A
has also
keytar.
led to attempts to update his form for the modern era, like the Ratbat of Transformers Animated, introduced in 2009, who transformed into a keytar synthesizer as part of the series' emphasis on Soundwave's connection
wish I
to
picked up this
sound
toy.
and music. The animated cartoon,
never
which to
found
date marks Ratbat's only appearance
It's
on
somewhere.
television since the 80s, echoed the original cartoon by portraying him as a mindless animal, and saw Soundwave use him in alternate mode to generate a hypnotic musical signal that placed the Autobots under his control, until Optimus Prime went all Pete Townsend on him. Introduced in the 2010
Deserved.
novel Transformers Exodus, the Ratbat of the Aligned Continuity was a member of the race of tiny Transformers known as Minicons.
I don't like that design because because I can tell they just altered Laserbeak's in-game design to make Ratbat,
Yeah, they
and
kind
that
of did.
design was only on a toy that looks nothing like that design.
A corrupt, profit-motivated
I don't like
politician
Beta
like the
Ratbat.
IDW character, he acted as representative for his people on Cybertron's High Council until the war broke out, whereupon he sided with the Decepticons. though when the alien Quintessons
He
invaded
also
Cybertron in the sequel...
voted against making Megatron a Prime,
Good.
despite being a Decepticon at the time.
That's kind of funny, because even he knows he's not worthy.
It's more like if he voted not... If he was the one guy voting for Megatron and not voting for Optimus, the rest of the senators would be like, huh, the fuck you doing there, buddy? Why you voting for the unstable gladiator, buddy?
Never vote for the unstable gladiator.
Retribution, Ratbat was quick to sell out to them to save his own skin. Alternate modes used by this version of the character
that's
included
Data
a
Disc, and I hate it.
Cybertronian data disc in the Generations
Not a good
toyline
toy.
in 2012, and a Cybertronian torpedo in 2015.
That's weird.
The torpedo might have been better if I ever got Fracture.
Both toys featuring quick one-step transformations. Other notable incarnations of Ratbat have included the version of the character from the live-action movie universe,
Notable.
one of Soundwave's animal minions featured in tie-in comics and storybooks,
Of course they are.
and the heroic Ratbat from the mirror universe of Shattered Glass,
I see what
where
you mean.
instead of an evil accountant, he was a self-help guru and motivational speaker by day, and prowled the rooftops of Cybertron as the vigilante Batbot by
That's
night.
goofy.
Other toys of the original Ratbat have included a high-end
I'm
collector
so mad I
targeted
didn't get that Masterpiece toy
figure
when it was
of his
out,
original
but
cassette form,
it only
released in
came with Sound Blaster.
2014, and his most recent new figure from 2019's War for Cybertron Siege toy line, which reimagined his cassette mode as simply being an armored shield.
Not the worst idea.
Lastly, Ratbat isn't Soundwave's only bat-themed minion. Back in
Wing
1990,
Thing!
the Action Master Soundwave figure came packaged with Wing
I love
Thing,
him.
an eagerly
Why?
evil little bat-winged gargoyle
Because his name is
robot who
Wing
converted
Thing.
into a concussion cannon for his master. In the 2010s, it's become common for new toys of Ratbat to be recolored in orange as new versions of Wing
When the
Thing.
fuck did
An
they make
economically
Masterpiece
efficient
Wing Thing?
reallocation of resources that
Well, I mean, it's like you said, they're just recolored versions of Ratbat.
No, I need to figure out how the hell did this get released? When the hell did this get released?
Alright, while you're doing that.
I'm pretty sure
Wait. We have a Masterpiece Steeljaw mode that was first used for fucking Night Stalker. Night Stalker being a... So he's a black Steeljaw toy released with the encore release of Twincast based on a single character in a UK text story. He's just he's just Steeljaw in Ravage's colors with Ravage's weapons. And Masterpiece Night Stalker is a Masterpiece Steeljaw molded to have Ravage's weapons. We have not gotten a Masterpiece Steeljaw. Night Stalker came first. What the fuck?
Well then.
We're in opposite world, Woofy.
We always have been. Anyway.
No! Wait, does that mean I shoot you now? Because opposite world?
No, you still get shot. It's just me doing it back.
Ratbat would approve of. And those are the basics on Ratbat. Give the little bloodsucker some love down in the comments. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video, subscribe for more Transformers history and lore, and ring the bell to be notified about future videos, like the Patreon sponsored episodes we've got coming up next time.
Yeah. So I have a question for all of you. What do you all think of Ratbat? Do you like him? Do you hate him? Do you like Batbot as a thing?
He never did much.
I'm not surprised. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming by. If you like what we're doing here, you know exactly what to do. If you want more of this, get those views up, get those likes up, get those comments up, and subscribe. And we'll happily watch more for you. Anyway.
Oh my god, there's a Masterpiece enemy.
Well, then we'll learn about that person later. Bye-bye, and take care of yourselves.